Yes, the Pokemon Nuzlocke. The only challenge that makes you remember that you might need to hang up the jersey sometime soon. If you remember from 3 videos ago, I did the inverse of this hypothetical, where I saw if my victorious Nuzlockes could be actually taken all the way to the end. Despite that, this was actually the original idea, and my lack of ideas was the only reason why that other video came out in the first place. I do recommend all the original videos for these, however, and go watch them now in case you don't want spoilers. More so the hour-long one, which hosts most of the runs featured here, so go watch it before this one if you're interested. I'll be continuing the same rule set I used in the original Nuzlockes. I'll mention the differences as we go along too. Anyways, can I save these Nuzlockes from damnation, or were they bound to die when they did? Let's find out. Alright, let's go from range and how close I was to the end, starting with the closest, ending with the longest from the end. First up is my Pokemon Sword Run, which went right at the end of the game against Leon. Rule set is the standard rule set with the added no items in battle tacked on, which means switch mode and overleveling ever so slightly are allowed. Luckily, this is one fight and will be by far the easiest out of the 3 runs to save today. I led the exact same as the first go-around with my Cinderace one-shotting the Aegislash. Haxorus and my Beartic come out now. I didn't care for losing Beartic, so I just sent the Icicle Crash anyways, which not only hit, but also one-shotted Haxorus. I believe Haxorus also missed his first move, which is why I didn't take any damage before Dragapult's arrival, but I am not 100% confident, because why would I write the script when I actually finished the battle? And as you just saw, this Beartic somehow lived a flamethrower from Dragapult, which means he was able to land yet another one-shotting Icicle Crash. Holy shit. Mr. Rhyme's an easy kill for Cinderace, and same with Inteleon, but for the Rook instead. And because I'm an idiot, I didn't clip this, but it was unfortunately time for me to sacrifice the Rook! Due to Charizard's max overgrowth that I completely forgot about. He probably would have lived if Inteleon wasn't being difficult, but it's fine, because it's time for Eugene to stall the fuck out of this guy. I not only used Baneful Bunker to help stall the Dynamax turns, I also used it to easily protect myself against Solar Beam. So after too many liquidations for my Light-Wing, Charizard finally goes down, giving me the hypothetical win. So it really was that simple. God damn you, 14-year-old me. Let's move on to the next one. Yes, this was before I discovered how the hide abundance button works. Alright, next up is my Pokemon Platinum run, which actually gave me the idea to do this in the first place because of how bullshit my wipe was. I wiped at Aaron due to some terrible RNG, and from now on, all of the runs use hardcore Nuzlocke rules. Alright, let's get into this. I actually did this Aaron fight 5 months ago because of how pissed I was with my wipe at the time. I was so pissed that I literally just fast forwarded this entire fight. As seen, Yanmega was easy pickings thanks to a better move choice. Drapion dies to Quag, but not without bringing up him pretty low. Rocky subs in and obliterates Heracross, and then gets into a long, boring stand with the stupid fucking Vespiquen that took up over half the fight, but luckily, Rocky came victorious. But then, Lucario was able to save Mamoswine's ass by killing the Scizor for him. I wish Bertha would be this easy. It began with some nice ease, Leafeon cleanly taking out Whiscash, and a quick switch to Mamoswine took out Gliscor. Golem unfortunately put that to an end, because he decided to put Quagsire completely out of use for the rest of the fight by spamming the fuck out of Earthquake. Thanks a lot, you piece of shit. And Powdown comes out and Rocky falls short of taking the kill, but then this guy decides to spam Yawn as I try to get a turn on with Leafeon. I decide to risk it with Ice Fang instead of Razor Leaf like a dumbass, allowing Hippowdon to heal up to full, but as he does that, I swap to Leafeon. I decide I have no choice and just have to let him go to sleep. Unfortunately, because he doesn't wake up before getting down all the way to 19 health. I panic switch to Staraptor and just decide to let my Lucario take the nap as I take down Hippowdon. But now, it's time for 8 minutes with this Rhyperior, and no, that wasn't a joke. I just kept swapping back and forth with the Staraptor and Lucario without using fast forward for some reason because I was crazy. And this was only done not even 2 weeks ago. This was done to get him to -6 attack if that wasn't obvious enough. It was now time to risk it with a wake up, which didn't happen with 2 turns. So now my entire team is at pitiful health, and is bound to die even with -6 attack. I'll spare a bunch of script and just tell you I wiped due to some unfortunate luck with these critical moments. Nobody woke up and everybody was unable to outspeed this Rhyperior, so yeah. Well, that failed miserably. Hopefully the last one will actually do well. Okay, you're probably curious why Pokemon White is the last run, because I also lost the White 2 run if you watched the hour-long Nuzlocke video. Well, the reason that isn't here is because I slowly lost everything in Victory Road. There's no possible way for me to restart Victory Road without restarting the entire save, so it's not really worth my time. Plus, even if I started at the trainer I actually wiped to, there's no way of beating the league in potential rival fight with my shitty-ass team I'm left with. Alright, let's get into this. Even in my wipe, I knew damn well this clay fight was possible, even with whatever the fuck this team was. I led with Girder into Krokorok, which is a semi-clean kill. Fungus easily takes out Palpitoad on his first strike, and then I sack my useless, overleveled Minccino. And while you might have your own take about me letting this accidental overlevel with a rare Candy into the fight, I think it's fair game, considering he did nothing because I just threw a Pokeball when it was his turn. And plus, I would have sacked it regardless, even without the overlevel. And like I said, it was a silly mistake. With that sack, Girder can come in and 1v1 Excadrill. Wow, that was easier than I thought. And in Charged Cave is really easy, so I'll spare you the time. Skyla time, and I lead with Litwick, who doesn't accomplish much besides a burn on the way out. Due to the stupid Amnesia spam, Swoobat does now take a while to kill with Joltik, but it's fine. Because from there, Substriker is easily able to beat the Unfezant and Swanna to give me my 6th badge. Churn on my way to Bryson was easy, so I'll spare details just like I did with that end fight. As for Bryson himself, I led with Litwick into Vanillish, who gets Flinch spammed, so I have to sub out and let Bulldor do the job for me, while taking a mirror shot somehow. As Beartic comes out, I decide to let my Bulldor go down because, well, do you think I really care about a Pokemon that can't evolve? No. So then, in comes Girder, but Bryson uses Swagger, which just gives me an easy kill on his ace, and I just use Substriker on the Snowflake. Great strategy, Bryson, I guess. Oh wait, Bianca still exists, and now I don't think there's any more easy fights. This is real shit now. Stoutland is a terrifying Pokemon to face, and if I wasn't stupid, I would have Girder, but I decided to push my limits like an idiot, so now he's at the cap of 43, so I had to leave with Substrika, who kinda works with Stoutland before I had to switch. I go to Cofarigus and then switch to Fracture, realizing my stupid mistake. Luckily, Fracture nor Cofarigus took damage once Stoutland died. Superior comes in and Fracture keeps spamming Dragon Claw because Bianca has to spam heals like an asshole. Due to a Quail and Slam doing a lot of damage, Fracture has to come out and someone else has to finish her job, which is something that Lampet could have done, but instead Flame Burst missed it on the kill, and he gets left with 11 HP because he had to take another unnecessary Leaf Blade. Just awesome, right? But now Simipour is here, and I realize how fucked I am because of the rain. Due to Scald almost killing Galvantula to switch in, so I have to get a huge Electrolab off before he unfortunately has to die. Then I go to Cofarigus thinking, oh, he'll tank one. No, Scald clobbers him to death. And I also forgot to level him properly, so that's also kind of my fault. So I have to use Fracture to finish up the job. Now here comes Marshana. Now, do you think I'd be smart and sub out? No, of course not, you idiot. I kill my Fracture because of my ego thinking he'd tank the hit. So Striker finishes the fight because the Dragon Claw damage, which actually crit, before Fracture died, left Ms. Sharna with like 10 HP max. Okay, great, I have no good matches for this girl now. Let's hope and pray I make it out of here somehow. I lead with Chandelure, who is able to take out Fracture thanks to a Spinef drop on the Shadow Ball. For Dragon, I swap to Girder, who goes toe-to-toe with a Dragon until it uses Dragon Tail, which brings in Substrika. Plus, I was probably going to sub out anyways. The Dragon Tail brings out Substrika, who doesn't last very long on the battlefield before I decide to swap him out for Liepard, who is then able to use Fake Out and Night Slash for the kill. Now it's Ace time, so I just have to spam Night Slash and pray. Liepard is my sacrificial lamb, so I am fine with leaving her out to die. Unfortunately, she does end up dying, but she makes a good effort at Haxorus, which sets up a Excadrill with a beautiful kill with an Earthquake. Holy fuck, I was expecting the run to end there, but guess not. How about I lose some random mons to a Charon fight I thought wasn't gonna happen until later on because I'm a fucking idiot? I swap out a Chandelure to bring in Substrika against Unpheasant, who was able to get a kill easily. Samurott is next, and after one discharge and taking Aqua Tail, I thought I was fine. But, yeah, no. Fucking hell. Somehow an Aqua Jet managed to do that, by the way, which ended up killing my precious Zebra. I don't know why, but I decided to send out my Stunfix, who obviously dies, but discharge brought it to a sliver, I guess. From there, Girder finishes off Samurott and easily kills Lipeward, but somehow Simisear kills off my Girder from 80 HP with a Fire Burst, or Flame Burst, I forgot what the move was called. Luckily, Excadrill finished the job, but how did that kill? I'm still in shock about that. Alright, Elite 4 time with pretty much nothing. I literally only have 4 Pokemon: Chandelure, Excadrill, Reuniclus, and Zweilous. If you're wondering where my Darmanitan and Amoonguss went, they've been dead for quite some time because some random trainer decided to murder them, where I don't know that happened. Okay, first I take on a Caitlyn. I led with Chandelure, who easily plows his way to Gothitelle. And then after a bit of paralysis troubles, Zweilous and Excadrill take out the Gothitelle. Alright, Chantal next. I lead with the same Pokemon who bodies Cofagrigus before I decide to make a dumb pivot to Dino that makes him get killed. That sucks. Chandelure bodies the killer Golurk, and then somehow tanks a Jellicent Surf with 9 HP to finish off the Jellicent after the first Shadow Ball barely missed out on the kill. I also had a hard attack because I thought a Cursed Body would damage me to death. On the Ace Chandelure, my dumbass swaps to Excadrill on a Fire Blast that obviously kills him, before I go back to Shandy again and easily bodies Chantal's clone. Chandelure would have slept this entire fight if I just didn't pivot, and both of those deaths that I had were completely unnecessary. And then I lose to Marshall pretty easily, but at least I got through half his team, and now that concludes these adventures. Well, I was able to save one of these, I guess. Platinum was a complete disaster again, and White just wasn't good enough despite a hard-fought run to the league, and taking out half of the Elite Four somehow. Yeah, I got further in a run that died to the 5th gym leader than a run that died to the first Elite Four member. Even if I wasn't able to save the non-freebie runs, I'm still satisfied that I made an effort at them, and found out maybe I wasn't that stupid, and truly was never gonna win those Nuzlocks. But this also hurt realizing just how easy that Leon fight was. Oh my god, what happened to my voice there? Anyways, that's all about I have to say. So, that's the end. Thanks for watching. Bruce.